Vodafone good news be mine in a very great news. And Vodafone is asking me to remind you that they have exciting news for all of us. And that now when you're on Vodafone Cash, you are allowed to make payments on all merchant numbers on other networks. Before now, when you're on Vodafone Cash, when your payments and merchants number for one other network and then with challenges. Since you're more solving in Vodafone Cash is announcing proudly and convincingly that Vodafone Cash now allows payments to all merchant numbers on other networks. Remember, it used to be very, very frustrating when you couldn't make payments for goods and services simply because Vodafone Cash was not acceptable to merchants numbers on other networks. Now that is a thing of the past. Vodafone Cash is now allowed to make payments to numbers of merchants on all other networks. How do you do it? It's very simply. Just dial star 110 hash, select option 1, which says send money. Then you select option 2, which says other networks. And then you follow the prompts to send money. There's 3 simple steps. So please experience the ease of transacting on Vodafone Cash. Just dial star 110 hash at any time to send money to all merchants numbers. Vodafone Cash today.
1, 2, 3, we go!
So it is a gospel edition back to back, starting with the Bethel Revival Choir to welcome us, and then I move straight to this beautiful group from the ICGC, and then I go to my Lady Rose Ej. But before I mention my people, let me welcome my brother, my uncle, my boss, my friend, my dependable companion, my confidant, the one and only Nene Bennett Teyakwako, both from Krobo land and former Chronicle news editor, former delegate deputy editor, former new publisher editor, who now does consultancy on Ghanaian arts. Nene Moakwaba.
Mijusu Halifax.
And Pacho Bokodie.
Somehow, Enra, Pacho Ushe match no Enra.
Mishwebi. I watched from the beginning,
okay,
and then it was boring, and I left.
Yeah.
Then, fortunately, I watched from the 90th minutes going,
okay,
and I saw our miracle goal, if I should call it like that.
Okay. Inti uhu achu.
Oh, me when it ding wo ho blah blah blah.
One uhu achu. Oh,
I didn't
and
actually
bisa Bosco.
I mean, Pacho Mintiasi.
Enra near sea, It was a real reenactment of Achu's exit from football. Halifax.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Near sea and Rano. What? Do you remember the day and the way Achu left football?
Pacho, refresh
on
our
that
memories.
day.
Mm-hmm. Because.
Not the team airbo.
Mm-hmm.
Almost you share goal beer. So one year they were going to relegation. And Achu the bench. The coach was overwhelmed and frustrated. But somehow, no, or the Achubemu, 83rd minute. Achubemu, 96 minutes. And Achunya free kick at a particular spot. And and that same thing seemed to have replayed itself yesterday. A young man called Semenyo. Onusu ye oboniti tisa Achu ya. Onusu ti bench. Ya goal biamba. Yansha, we were also possibly on our way not to qualify for it. And a coach overwhelmed and I didn't bam. 96 minutes. A free kick from a particular spot. And somehow, this guy, Semenyo, scored for us. I think it meant something, both physically and spiritually. And we need to think and rethink as a nation. Halifax. The last gospel song we heard from Achu, we have not been able to repackage it as a nation and use it for our soccer. Senia ese ena senia efata. Sanyum now too, yeah, me, you know that song? Daninara mi yeudi, you know. Kumanyi di tunyum se enunya. Yeah, I've been expecting say by now, no. As a nation, you bet me I repackage it sanyum no for the purpose of our football alone, because the political party to me could G press before you. Yeah, doing as in Papa be ameti. No mudi aye wa mudi. I didn't hear in football. I'm poor.
His name is Bennett Nenete Akuako. If you live him, he's going to go on and on and on. Until seeing Rastala Black Star Dinyan the final goal. No, Eyase circumstances are Achu Christian Achu of blessed memory. This share in the last goal at the Turkish club Dinunka Anumda Al Asros from I don't know why that name never gets stuck in my mouth. And you're right. Okay, as I reflect, I say, well, Nana is right. That is a sharp observation. Very, very sharp observation. But what can you be Mpenyufono or Mati? That is a powerful spiritual song.
Yeah. So
yes,
because say Italians etimifa ole 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 yani baby hafi ole 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 na British for timifa oho 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 yani baby hafi na French for timifa alele blue the year wa mo yenso ye fa we ne yem package no na has craft me di arose ye wa mo di especially na dey na
oh, na say ye wo ba kun bi ye wo ba kun bi eno de ye share and na ye bo omo share na Santiago sisters for the ye din kunim ye diko ye be say GTV that bonyum we the day they will score as bang. Okay, now Nana is talking about and beautiful suggestions, hello, because Achu is on video singing that song in a very spiritual and emotional way. Anka etu die dia
bokon na bia
ye maso was stadium
sorry na sanyumi
atu hum no.
You know,
but there is another gospel song we'll be talking about this morning. Indeed, I have two gospel people. One is a female, she's a soloist, and the other is a group from ICGC, City Praise, and our own Rose. Remember Rose Aqua, but then I finished the City Praise and I come straight to my own friend. I think she's no more with Media Excel, but we'll see. Auntie Rose.
Yes.
Maokwaba. From Liberia to Europe to Ghana.
Hey.
How do you pronounce this your word? Kadia Akaraka. That Hebrew thing.
Kadia Hakarat Hato. It's a Hebrew and Greek word.
Hadia Hakarat.
Kadia Hakarat Hato.
Rosa J. Jibahumi. About so right. Bosco, drop me a good one from the CT Praise of ICGC, and then I go straight to them.
Song 6. You saved my soul. You made me whole. I have come back to give you praise. You saved my soul.
With your host,
You
Halifax Ansah-Addo on
made me whole. So
101.7
I
FM.
have come back to give you praise. You saved my soul. You made me whole. And I have come back, yes, to give you the praise. You saved my soul. Yes, you did. And you made me whole. And I have come back, yes, to give you praise. Everybody sing, oh, you saved my soul. You made me whole. Yes, I
from the International Central Gospel Church ICGC, we have the CT Praise. Pastor Edwin Datson and his group are in the studio this morning. I don't waste their time too much. Let me just welcome them. Thank you for Imam Kwaba.
Yeah.
I see. Time. But what's on your shirt?
Take the limit off.
Take the limits off.
Take the limit off, yes.
What are the limits? What does it mean? I don't get it.
Any limitation in life?
All limitations.
All limitations.
All limitations, especially the ones on your mind.
Okay, FM.
It's blank. So break it down. Limitations on what exactly? My mind is blank this morning. Limitations. Take the limits off.
So, I mean, usually as human beings, we tend to set limitations for ourselves based off of background, based off of certain beliefs that discourage us from challenging ourselves truly to achieve what our full potential, what our full God-given potentials may be. And so the idea of take the limits off is to push yourself as hard as you can by the grace of God to do what you're able to achieve at the best of your using and utilizing the best of your abilities and the grace of God to do so. Believing that you can achieve all once you put in the work and by His grace. That is basically taking the limits off.
Wow. Now, is it a CT Praise thing or an ICGC thing or the name of a song? Or it's an ICGC thing.
Yes.
Take the limits off. Well, you have a beautiful church. I mean, growing up, we used to listen to Pastor Ansah-Addo, and then between the years of my secondary school years, the statements that me reinfeed. No matter what prison you are in, nobody can imprison your power of imagination.
Yeah.
GTV Abosa, every young guy just knows how to say that thing.
Yep.
And it's not too different from what you're talking about this morning.
Yeah.
Take the limits off. CT Praise from ICGC. Wow, it struck me. Take the limits off. So, how do you take it off? Take the limits off.
I mean, it's a few things. First, obviously, you need the grace of God. But also, God has blessed each and every one of us with innate skills and abilities. There's a thing that God does not give you a task that He hasn't granted you the grace and the abilities to be able to achieve. And so as human beings, we're all born with innate abilities by His grace to achieve the purpose that He has set for us. And so it's up to us now to apply ourselves, to put in the work, to put in the study, to put in the effort to learn the skill, to master our craft, to be able to achieve everything that we want to achieve. Because it's a thing where when you know exactly what you're about and you know exactly what you have and who you are, there are very few. Nobody actually can tell you otherwise or can basically stop you from achieving what you want to achieve, especially when you're walking in grace by His mercies. And so basically, that's taking the limits off. It's applying yourself and doing what you're supposed to.
Any normal inspirational messages to motivate us? Does it really have a spiritual, biblical backing? They say tembiaba. They call it trend. You know, they say some nice sloganeerings.
Well, it's actually not a trending thing in church. It's part of our theme clothing.
A CT Praise.
So the year, our theme is the year of gathering, and we have some theme shirts. So it has some inspirational statements on these shirts. Take the limit off. Man of God. I'm a hero. So the statements that when you see it just uplifts your spirit to believe, yes. And taking the limits off can basically be more mental than physical. Like you realize that people get to certain stage in life and they believe they can't do it, and it can be more of a mental barrier. And so you read the word inspires you to that you can do it. With God, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So with that belief, you just know that, let me just take this limit off and just go for it.
Well, whatever it is, it has ministered to me this morning. I mean, once it's because I kept asking, take the limits off, says saying. And I kept wondering, and then I take the limits off. Okay, let's come to CT praise. C no yɛ deɛn na T no nso yɛ deɛn.
So CT is Christ Temple. So basically
Christ.
Christ
Oh,
Temple
okay.
praise. So CT praise is the praise and worship ministry of ICGC Christ Temple East.
Oh wow.
Yes. Basically, and so that's CT praise. That's basically what the C and the T and the praise.
So this is your Christ Temple in-house group.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm going to say some international music brandy.
Well,
actually international,
well, it's. I mean, when you listen to our music and the direction.
When you go through, some of us are churches, the mic is not doing Q, you know. Keyboard no grab back. Whom you never to do to free.
That's why you have to take the limits off.
When you go through now, say church choir now. Mama, then I who to say you know some international ICGC for any class ne brandy. Umbe kunipa. Whoa. So, tell me about the group a bit, even before we come to this your new one. When was it formed? What is the history of the group?
Basically, City Praise is an urban contemporary music group. Urban contemporary.
Tress, you don't sing songs like Elijah Bompaya or Mo Janumbra Elijah with the Awoyo type of. You don't do those ones. You do the ones. Then I was singing the other. Then what was that Kirk Franklin song? You said what? Or MC Hammer?
And accent.
Please give Nana a mic for me. Please give Nana a mic for me. Then I said what?
Don't. And you're probably right. Or see, for those of you who think we are taking the gospel too far, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Nothing yet, man. I say so. I'll behave in the studio. So you do that kind of, the Kirk Franklin to see Winans type of urban youthful jive. Is that the type you do?
Okay, FM.
Pretty much,
Yep,
yes.
Pretty much more of the trendy African music.
But it's a lot of urban that is infused with African melodies and African rhythms. And so even though a lot of it is sung in English, when you hear, no matter where in the world you hear, you know that this is coming from Africa. And that's a very important part of our identity and what we want to project. Because, like you said, it all sounds so international. Because truthfully, our aim is to go, we're making music for Ghanaians and the rest of the world. But we want, no matter where the music should go, it should touch lives. And you should know that it's coming from Africa, specifically from Ghana.
So the members are all from Christ Temple?
Yes, absolutely.
Are they full-time musicians?
Not entirely. Not entirely.
A combination
of. Yes.
So they perform every Sunday before Pastor Otabo grabs the mic?
Every Sunday. And we also have our own monthly concert, which is called Overflow. Since we're here, I'll invite you. You should come and check it out.
Well, I was in your church some time ago. I saw. Are you the guys who do that violin thing? They come with the ballet dance, or they are different from?
That's Lumina.
Yeah,
that's Lumina. That's another music ministry in church. That's the operatic music ministry.
Operatic. Ghana. You
should check them out. They're really good.
Yeah, I saw them. They did a ballet, and somebody was standing just on the toe and turning around. Someone was holding a violin. I was like, "Minister, the crap." I saw you cry,
That's dramatic.
Yeah.
But it was nice, you could relate. Basically, what was being sung in lyrics was what they were choreographing in dance, and it was beautiful.
So I think that's a combination of Lumina and Spirits. Spirits are the dramatic arts ministry.
Spirit ampa, because what they were doing that day, how can you stand on your toe and be revolving or rotating or doing something, and then you are the CT praise. I see. The one I just played now, you featured the Nigerian act, Nathaniel Bassey. Please educate me. Is this CT praise featuring Nathaniel Bassey or Edwin featuring Nathaniel Bassey?
No, this is CT praise featuring Nathaniel Bassey.
Featuring Nathaniel Bassey.
Pastor Edwin is the worship leader of CT praise. So it's evidence. I mean, you can tell. A lot of the songwriting is done with him, and he leads most of what we do. Yes.
I still need a lot of education in all this. So, do you have songs you've actually recorded, hard copies that people can buy?
So we just today actually released our second single. So what you played, I've Come Back featuring Nathaniel Bassi was our first single. And we've just today released our second single, which is the Lala Dance Medley, which you would hear, which I presume everybody will get to hear soon. It's a praise medley, it's beautiful. We hope it touches your life and it blesses you this morning. But basically, next month, April on the 9th of April, we are launching our debut album, which is the Encounter album. And it's a 14-song LP, beautiful songs. But it's by the 9th, it will be live for streaming on all digital music platforms. So basically, that's where you can find the music.
Okay, so I'm not doing ministry. I'm not. I just want to get it right. So the group is registered. So when you bring out a song, you register with Gamro, or how do you do it? Oh well, ministry. Just let's put a song.
So basically, ICGC.
Yeah.
Being the visionary church that it is, has just started its own record label. It's called Autumn Music.
And
CT
Baby, what are the
This
thing we go to church and just do one yard, Elijah bomb. My record label.
And CT Praise is the first group on the imprint on the label. The idea behind Autumn Music is basically to develop the musical talents in the ICGC church worldwide, because we realized that a lot of these guys are volunteers. They come in, they put in a lot of work, and it was important to recognize their efforts and actually support them and take them to the heights that they need to achieve. I believe that in terms of gospel music especially, if there's any entity that can support the musicians, it should be the church. And so it's in this direction that Autumn Music has started. And CT Praise is the first entity, because CT Praise basically encompasses the entire praise and worship ministry of the church. So it was only right to start with CT Praise and then be able to segue from there into other artists in ICGC church worldwide, not just in Christ Temple, but across all the temples across the country.
And so, okay, so Teresa said, the question I asked, Sebano, royalties and technical issues and mechanical issues goes, the record label should handle that one. And you call it
Altar Music. Altar Music.
Oh, nah, I feel them most like altar. I'm from altar.
Altar.
Ni what the altar now? And so why is many altar means? Oh, many Sunday crap on it. See, about into the man. Debbie, I was hearing altar. I was is it auto? Is it auto? Altar. As we have altar boys here. Oh wow, that's beautiful. Okay, Bosco, send us straight to their new one, and then let's enjoy it, and then we come back and talk about it. In case you're just tuning in, higher OK 101.7 FM, meeting the Halifax on the Best Entertainment Show, and I'm with CT Praise from ICGC Christ Temple. There's a brand new one they've just dropped. Enjoy this one.
One, let's go. Everybody. You are welcome to Best Entertainment Show with co-host Halifax Ansah-Addo on OK 101.7 FM.
new one from CT Praise. They call it the Lala Dance Medley. CT Praise is the praise and worship ministry group of the ICGC Christ Temple. And we're having a brief conversation with them this morning. They do contemporary urban. Yes, with an African touch when it comes to the instrumentation and the feel and the vibe. And I have 3 of their members in my studio this morning. Michael Ansah-Addo, Henry Frimpong Amwakwa, who does not like talking much. And then, of course, Derek Adai, the guy who slanged and confused me. I didn't know it's an altar and altar
Okay,
and altar. And they are saying all things being equal, very soon we should have their debut album. Well, I have my comments here and there, but let me listen to Nene. Because you see, several years ago when we used to, be in church 24/7. I know ICGC, they take music quite seriously, very, very, very seriously. In my entire life, that is the first church I heard them say they have a music pastor. I was like, that was when Pastor Josh Lai was in his prime music. Yes, I say, whoa. He was one of our best by then. And say, the Christ Temple, among residents, praise and worship ministry. If you don't go to competition with this thing, they say, interchurch gospel, tell them
Okay, 101.7.
Did you hear the name of their record label?
You said, Derek, boy, is
it also
all the music.
all the music?
My first time we call Philly, in Philadelphia. And I mean, wow, Dinah Tete.
Yeah, Dinah.
So no call a crown son of me call. I feel the Dinah, anyone, I feel they drew on my Mikasa, Mika computer, I see anime and your computer. Oh, Mika water, I see in the water.
And say, please, in fact, any altar call, and your water call. Derek Adai from City Praise also. Derek, can you
101.
can you help us one more? Is that the score was?
Altar music.
And when also music.
Happy day, Wabafi.
And nobody. Nene, Obafi Maka say altar. I still want me on also music.
That's good. That's ICGC. No dear, me brofukakra.
Oh yeah.
Hey, urban contemporary.
Urban contemporary.
And operatic music.
Operatic music.
I'm to you doing dramatic art a day. Let me see. Hey.
And then there are some spirits.
Yeah, but I think the songs, the 2 songs are great. Say worship are worship. Say praise are praise. And I think that's all what music is about. So you can easily identify the direction in which it is meant to go. I haven't watched the video, so I don't know if it is just a choir or, a whole orchestra. Because that's how it sounds in my ears.
A whole choir.
A whole choir.
With a band.
With a band.
Whole set band.
Large enough to form an orchestra. Concerto. Well, I think so, yeah. And then take off the limits. It has inspired me just as it did to you. It really reminds me of, I think, Philippians 4:13.
Nene. Quote Bible any.
Fabra. Say I'm sorry I can do all things in Christ which strengthens me. Yes, and he said, "Udi, and no, as a Christian, a year we yard sticker. There is nothing that you cannot do. Pressure be any who I bet me a cow down and in your account. Yeah, this is even their second album, right?
Second single of the upcoming album.
And it's comparable to any of those who have been there for decades.
True.
I can really see future for this group. Yeah. I think so for now, no, that's all I can say.
And then, what about their style? I see them as a group here. They just represent the spirit and soul of the church. ICGC as sorry beer. Yes, it's an urban church.
Okay.
We show more style, or more lifestyle, or more messages ne beer.
Yeah.
But the leader of the church always dresses African.
Yeah.
Most of the time, 99% of the time.
I haven't
All
seen
Pastor Otabo.
Yeah.
Always in some, his three-piece agbada or his normal African tops, EB. And even when it goes for his global seminars, talking at a place where you have all the Miles Morrows and the TD Jakes and the Ghost Generals, he's still in his African attire preaching to a global audience. So I'm not so surprised that the praise and worship ministry wing of the church says, okay, we do urban contemporary. However, you must still feel that African touch in our songs. And that brings me to my question to them now. Why that African vibe? Why that African touch? What is its relevance and its essence?
I mean,
Henry, would you unke cry?
Oh, me kasa ya.
David, Michael.
Michael.
As if for Mumfanche me. Henry Akasasa. Michael Ansah and Pab on Pekasa. We wouldn't need to class. We want to mean training for talkatives. On Pekasa.
Originality. It always sells. So, as we said, God has given us our gifts and talents, and He's created us with uniqueness. So, with us as Africans, that is our selling point. So, we cannot do white music, or so to speak, better than the white people, and they can do African music better than we do. And if we are Christians, we use everything that God has given us in expression of music. And you can tell even in the secular scene that Afro beats and all there is to it is making waves because people like originality. And no better way than to sell the gospel music in that way.
As if for Michael Ansah and Pabi Makasa. Akasa. Derek, you wanted to add something?
no, I think Michael has said it all.
Michael has said it all.
Yeah, we're Africans, and no matter where we go in the world, we must represent Africa. It's where we're from. So he said it all. Originality.
Henry?
Like you said, our general overseer has that African vision. And, originality sells, like he said. So I think that the path that God gives is what we follow. Yes, and He has given us a certain path as we've begun.
Okay,
That's the path we are taking. Wherever He leads, we follow. That's how it is.
I say, so educate me some more. When you are ministering, okay? I mean, full ministering. Let's say you are at your Bush Road auditorium and then a real crusade and the full choir is coming. What is your costuming like?
Variety, and youthful. You know the way we are dressed now with our hoodie. Yes, Sunday can be like that with our jeans, sneakers, because what we do is very energetic.
Of course, now dance like them.
The Lala dance, energy with it. So you can't be wearing heels for some of these things. So we are more youthful when you're on stage, and the whole energy that we carry.
And there's still the element of the African. There's still the African element infused in there, because you see us wearing hoodies with lined with African prints.
African prints.
Yeah, So I mean, the urban contemporary made in Africa is our thing.
So do you go with this and how do you call it? The nona shaka, that calabash with the beads around it.
Maracas.
You go with those things and your ngongo and your stuff like that.
Yeah, we do.
With your whistle.
The band, I said we have a full set band. So we have part of the band that hold that instrument, play the conga, yes.
Everything.
So we as singers, we don't, because our hands are holding microphones. We have to clap, lift our hands. So
Yes, what I mean is that I don't mean the vocalists. I mean the full squad.
yes,
When it's a full show, we see all those types on stage.
Yes.
You remind me of
The videos on YouTube, you see everything.
really.
Yeah.
I'll need to, so when we go, we just type was Lala
Lala
dance CT praise.
Lala dance medley city praise.
Lala as in Lala. Where Lala means what?
Lala means it's a gun for sing.
Oh,
For
okay.
song.
Song. Oh, it's Lala.
Lala.
What's your thing? Lala name?
Yeah.
Oh, he, ha, 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 Lala. Lala Joe. Oh, I see.
Interestingly, Lala could go for any message you want to imagine for anything joyful. So, in our minds, Lala has to do with a joyful sound or ambience.
Oh,
And
Lala.
If you look at it in the
There you
Ghana
go.
dialect, it has to do with song or music. So
I hope you wouldn't tell me you were
Sound
speaking.
of joy, sound
You
of
were
joy.
speaking in tongues, and then the God said you should use Lala, and I say, anything you want to add before we?
I had wanted to say there's more Africanness in the songs and the costuming than the Ghanaianness until they've made me understand. Say, Lala is a Ghan word. Otherwise, I wanted to say, yes, they are representing Africa, but we would love to see more Ghanaianness in them. And I think they've done that. They've showed me that. So I'm okay.
Well, I mean, we wish you all the best. Congratulations and keep doing it. When I was young, that is the only reason I loved Ronkin Nolly. He has this song with a certain African singing group. Some children from Africa. And the way they went about it. I remember the song. It's been over 20 years now. And it's made me. So if our own country have something like this, I mean, and it looks very professional. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We can't wait for the debut album launch. And you have a date already?
Yes, it's happening on the 9th of April.
Oh, just next month?
Yeah, just
Is
next
that
month.
not Easter week? Or?
That's Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday?
Yes. So it's going to be at our annual Easter Sunday concert called the He Lives concert.
Whoa.
So this year we're dedicating it to launching the album.
Okay, now educate me. Where is Christ Temple now?
Yeah, so Christ Temple is located at Teshi East. So on the Bush Road.
The new place.
Yes, the new place. That's
So
where
the Abuburusi place, what do you call that one now?
West.
that's City West.
That's Christ Temple
City
West.
West.
Yeah, Christ Temple West.
And this is City proper.
No, Christ Temple
It's
East.
Christ
Yeah.
Temple East.
Oh, so you split it into two.
Not in the church. The church.
Christ Temple was one. Now you have East and West.
No, everybody still meets at East every Sunday.
East is the one on the Teshin Bush Road.
Yes, that's where we have our service, all events.
All events are held.
It's
That's where
like
the
a
church is
town.
now.
Your church is like somebody's town. I mean, it's yeah, of course, it's a big place. So on the 9th of April,
Yes.
that is where we should come and watch you do this debut album launch.
Doors open at 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Yes.
And how much are we paying for the gates?
Absolutely free.
It's free.
Hey, this time is free.
Yes.
Well, many of them come here. They say we should pay before we come and
No,
listen to the
we-
word of God and stuff.
We want to.
Is it was he?
Jesus paid it all.
Okay, I see. Okay, so you have a Facebook account or something?
Yes,
Please,
yes. So on all social media platforms, CT_praise, basically.
capital C, capital T.
capital C, capital T underscore.
Underscore is that dash that comes down.
Yes, please. The one
Okay.
that is down. That's one. And PRAISE.
Your praise is still the S, not
Yes,
the Z.
please. Yes,
These
yes.
guys are real Africans. These days they say praise is Z. Yes, when did praise get a Z in this spelling? Thanks so much. Finally, some shout out before I say goodbye to you. As for you, pastors and church people, you have a way of greeting your people. And are you married?
I'm not.
You are not.
Yes.
I see.
Who is?
Everybody, even, I see. So, Michael, anybody want to give shout outs before I say goodbye to you?
I'll just say we want to thank the support of the church so far in this journey, and for the members, and also our pastor and general overseer, Dr. Menso Tabo, and the leadership of the music ministry in church, that's Reverend Edwin Datson, Minister Sandra, and Pastor Ella Sumwa. So we are thanking them, and we thank the members for their hard work and support all this while. I also thank you all for also having us here.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. You come from a very good church, still impacting lives, and then this thing you are doing doesn't make the church looks like it's some old people's church. No. The youth can still relate with your church, although your pastor has gone above youth age. He now has some gray hair, and it's a relevant church with a relevant message. Keep it up. Let's be family. Pass by anytime you want to promote something, you want to share an idea. I mean, let's vibe. Let's support what you do. I wish you all the best. So it's on digital stores already, or we'll have to wait for all the from this bomb play to iTunes to Apple to whatever. I just do CT Praise, LALADANCE. Okay, I'll try that right
So
now.
you learn the song and you learn the dance. There's a dance to it. It's called the Lala dance. Very African, very Ghanaian.
That's what I want to hear.
No, let's learn it before we go to this day and night so that they shouldn't see that we are odd. There are some churches like that. In those days, if you visit Lighthouse for the first time, you will look. Every song goes with a particular dance. You like, I mean, so Lala dance. How can we learn the dance?
Just demonstrate.
I can demonstrate.
Okay, Bosco, before they go, I have 3 minutes for them and the other 30 minutes for Rose. Rewind the selector from the top. Let's see the Lala dance before we go. And you can join us live on Facebook now, OK 101.7 FM. And watch members of the CT Praise from Christ Temple, ICGC, do the La La dance. The camera is on them now. Let's take it from Rosetti are tuning Kunya. On problem here. Yeah. Now let's watch them now. Let's do this. Let's go. Stop. Sing one. Wayo. Fan FM. Thank you. Come on. Allah. Thank you. So that is the Lala dance. It is in the video, right? Okay, let's finally say goodbye to them now.
You are welcome to Best Entertainment Show with your host Halifax Ansah-Addo on OK 101.7 FM.
ICG people have gone. ICGC city, people are gone. I'm now with my evergreen female gospel act. Her name is Rose AJ. Mommy Rose, small quava. Nah, me won't watch it.
Your pa.
You in this country?
Yes, please.
Okay, FM 101.7.
And say gospel musicians, more who say Samune Numa mo ba be promote no mo mfa. Ye humu a enye se mo wo program. Ti say Celestine Donko. So ni celestial praise a on fa. Ti say Tahila Mamino Gravenzi. I remember Ohima Messi on fa. Roseji Abahei, Upa Yembeti, and yes, or one yum fufra or album. On the album or program.
Oh, Mama has several times, but not on your show.
Until me had ye, until I had your moon bar for interview. I just said promo bika crabby.
Oh, my banner, Maka said, Mamba, your sister stations and all that.
I'm
Bedu so.
Sir,
From last year, you know.
Until Yenka, the Ente Uba and I interview.
Yeah, interview. Let's go, General.
Oh, wow. Let's start from this one. I find it interesting. The was shared.
Okay, FM.
But what's your friend saying?
Kadia Hakarat Hatov.
Kadia Hakarat Hatov. And you said that's Hebrew.
It's a Hebrew and Greek word, which means the heart of gratitude.
The heart of gratitude.
Yes.
Hadia Hakarat Hatov.
Once a cardiac arrest is the heart. When you hear cardiac. So, yeah.
Hadia Hakarat Hatov.
Yeah.
The heart of gratitude.
Yes.
I mean, let me put on record that Sokresafo is in the studio now and he's still tapping his right leg as his top 9 put the phone down. Hadia Hakarat Atov. Why Hebrew and Greek? What exactly are you doing with this thing you are printing in front of your shirts? You are putting every Hadia Karat Atov, Hadia Karakatov. What are you doing with it?
Okay, first of all, it was then, we used to call it the Heart of Gratitude. We started programming, that was 5 years ago from 2018. But now, programs be brave, na headlines, so the Heart of Gratitude. And programs be brave, so I made that so annually, it was different places, was the same as the Heart of Gratitude. In TB make up programs that people are confused. They're like, Rose, how many times now person year program we? So I said no. Then let me pray about it and rebrand the name. Na nyame adom ye bo ho mpaye no. The name we got means the same as the Heart of Gratitude. Which we say Nyankopon ya connected with this name already. But what I say, and we call it Kadia Hakarat. It's so interesting. It's say obi apeso obo. They want to know more about it the moment they see it. And I think they are setting Rose J apart because who Kadia is about Rose J.
Hakarata Tov.
Yes.
And Timu Bompai. And Nyami Hidino Mamo. Inti Otrogu Kata so the Bremo and like the biblical minute teka you say he wrote it on the wall or how did I'm not from Rose J. Rose J. Rose J. Can say Kadia Hakarakato.
Oh, David. We prayed about it. Sometimes when God is revealing things to you, it comes in different ways. You hear it's like a voice, very tiny. It's like maybe what's die na wehu. So it comes in different ways. Into ways say and that was the name we heard.
How many people heard the name?
I prayed with my husband about it.
So you heard and your husband too heard?
Yeah, generally, but he heard and gave me the name.
Also God spoke with him.
And gave him the name and
so
gave it to me.
Rosa J. Kuno, Rosa J. Kuno, Rosa. I don't know why God calls people 3 times. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I can't say. I'm friend,
and then, can't share with Yeri. Edino ye Kadia Hakarak Hatov. Kadia Hakarak Hatov. And in which year was that?
We changed the name last year.
Last year?
By trying.
So maybe
rebranded.
Okay, until last year, no more born you changed after the program or before the program?
Last year we changed before the program.
Before the program.
Yes, please.
So this will be the second
Yes, please.
time I'm use
Use
it.
the name, yes.
And what is this year's program like? What times are we looking at?
This year is in April, on the 2nd of April, the very first Sunday in April. Now, me every April. Every year, me April. But this time, date is 2nd April.
Where were you for?
Me PIWC, Dansoman Snit Flat.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's also a very special year for me. It's say me 10 years in the industry.
Oh, Rose.
And
what kind of year?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, so me kasa me kind cry ni aminindam nkofo echi back ni ade kran ke we 10. But me release me nyuma kasa my first album Nyame. It was in 2013.
So soon.
Mpachai. Enche o.
I'm surprised Nyame is already 10 years old. I mean, it's so if I had impregnated somebody's daughter, it means now about a 10-year-old. Oh, I say.
Yes.
So what is it going to be like? Is it Rose J alone, or you have other ministers?
I have other ministers on board. And as always, before my worship concert, I do a donation to either a school, an orphanage, or a hospital. So after that, then I do the worship program. So this time around, I decided to come along with people who have journeyed along with Rose J's ministry from the beginning. So somebody like Mami Justine, I think if I'm not mistaken, she's the very first person I took as a mother who took me to the studio to do a song with her. It was her song, but I did everything. She did just a line. And I also did a collaboration too with PAC Esther in 2014. So she's also on the bill. I was backing vocalist for Obapa for some time. She's also on bill. And my colleagues, I have Ohiniba Clement. I have my record label mate, ACP Kofi Sapong, is also on bill. Then
since you are still a supu.
ACP.
Still assistant.
ACP, Anna assistant. I think that's what I know.
Assistant? No, he's not an assistant commissioner, really. Well,
yes,
let's go and
ACP,
I'll find out. Well.
Yes. Then I have Stella Jomo, Theo Praise, Citadel Praise, Odishie Mary, Evelyn Minta, Nana Dobia Sikapa, and a lot of amazing actors well.
Hadia Hakarat Hatov.
You see how you love the name.
Apart from the usual cliche of Biaka, oh, God has given us life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we are not in the hospital. Oh, some are in the mortuary. Why should we come and do Hakarat Hatov? Why should we come with a heart of gratitude? I mean, what is new? And yet they're saying we wake up in the morning, the sun shines, and it sets at sunset, the moon, and yet the same old story. What is so unique, important? Why should we come with that heart of gratitude? For what?
There are times people feel that God needs to do something for them before they appreciate God. Some people feel that, oh, if I don't have a car, I don't have a house, why do I thank God? I believe that even having life alone is a way of saying thank you to God. And I also want people to join me, thank God, because I remember the time I was entering into the industry, that was 10 years ago. There were a lot of amazing actors, like Rose J. But sometimes you look around you are not seeing these people, not because they don't have the voice to sing anymore or they don't have songs to write anymore, but industry, and yet that easy, go in there and yet easy. Like even to be there is not easy. And I thank God that after all these years, after all the hassles and the tussles, Rose J is still in the industry.
Nah, then easy. What are the challenges?
And yeah, easy because with Rose J, I think a lot of people know that when I was entering into the industry, I came alone. Then I got a record label, which people saw me with. Then now I'm not with any other record label. I'm on my own for about 5 years now.
Now, Obia Bompa say on your record label, no, unya wo dear no, and
I'm here then.
and you've become independent, are they?
Oh no, I have not become independent.
Are you still under that record label?
No, please.
So you're on your own? I
am on my own, but paying for back I say, Obi bia anywhere a war air so good in Numa obey in and free. So I believe in life, you come across people who become a help to your brand or your gift or whatever you do. Nipa ne ba no a ye ne so ya obeko. And yet conflict. when they come to do what God assigned them to do, when they are done, they will go. And that is it. You meet a lot of people. I can ask you, for example, who starting? You've not. Some of them are not even your friends anymore.
That's true.
You've met other people.
Anytime I pray for God to, anyway, with the
yes,
then my friends start to die. God kill
people will leave, but because God sent them on a particular mission
for a particular time. A particular mission for a particular time.
Yeah.
And that is why she has a brand new one she calls Nimre. God's time. Enjoy this one. Her name is Rosa J. Of Railway Nimre. Yamimre Nimre. Pati. Brownie one from Rosa J herself. Na Dr. T Bradubenya Botre on Facebook. Na Dino say Obebo na unti dini. Dr. T Brad is saying that today why ICGC brought their own. Rosa J too has another word. Why? Hajia Hari Kabu. Enye Hajia Hari Kabu. Enye Hajia. Eye Kadia Harat
Hakarat
Zavo Bremena in Pongwa. Yes.
But now I'm saying the Biana me will because Ubia Kasa, me try say me de be compare nia Bible no eka because oba no Kenya me sem dia Bible na say bibia dey refer to the Bible. The Bible I want to be guided. But me call Bible no.
Okay.
1 Corinthians chapter 14. Na Paul na all chire Corinthians 4 no about tongues. Ene niema. Na minua be haka dunia.
Je duna bonda na nbi Christmas of you. Kadia hakarat hatov.
Why should we do this to ourselves, fellow Christians?
Do what to ourselves?
Nyankopon ma yakasa. Wa mo bi akasa. Ene Paul catch them of 1 Corinthians say eba ne kasa horo a minnim kasa bebre kasen mo. Na emo no nya caps me kai ne say me no kasa horo enum pe because eni pe ho no wonim so mo beti ase. Then why then do you leave our tree, our Ga, our English, our Eve, Dagbani, Nzima that we speak here, and you go and bring a foreign language? Now why nenti wasiye? Hakara kokotu kutui.
Enya hakara kokotu.
No, you see, me kind, me ti ori nyina ne Corinthians me kind, and you can see near Paul e kan aye no. And one year who han say.
But say what trim?
There be inchirechiremu. Who do you want to please with that inchirechiremu?
Enye pleasing.
Halifax in Corinthians 14.
Enye se ono no kofa de no ba.
Ono no fa.
O si nyame di mani kono.
God is not the author of confusion but of peace.
Na say we
catch it almost say.
O si Safo obi friend nyame no.
Yeah, I've been confused.
Obi friend nyame no.
Nobody has ever told me they're confused.
They don't want to tell you.
Oh, not
I'm
true.
telling you, yeah. In Christo
In this world, whatever you do, and you'll be an ebenya.
There be Bible now,
no.
No.
Guided by the Bible. Guided by the Bible. I am guided by the Bible.
Even God, after everything He's done for us, as Christians and as individuals, we still complain.
I'm not talking about complaining. I am not talking about complaining.
The Lord is saying that the Bible says the Lord is not an author of confusion. It's not confusion.
Rose
My issue is that you will not understand me.
Rose, Wadaroma. Safo, where is the confusion?
The confusion is that yeti Ghana has ya kasa yeti ya huase. And I make share Bible no me the Bible no so guide me ho Paul ka kire omo say e ba ne kasa horo a omo nka ne omo ti ase obi omo ka no obi ti ho no nti ase a ye ma ne nye din ne o kasa no because enipa na ti o ne say
kan eno de wo ka mpaibo
there be no cause enya mpaibo
share Bible the Bible was talking about speaking in tongues.
Yes, not praying in tongues, speaking.
Okay. When we say speaking in tongues, we interpret it to mean prayer.
No, not what you think. It's what the Bible says.
In Rose Ej's case,
yeah,
she's not speaking in tongues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's really what?
She's not speaking a spiritual language.
I'm not saying spiritual language.
She's not
communicating.
Why are you so stubborn sometimes? To the extent that even when the host is talking, you Obi the host is here, then you start playing the victim. They are heckling me. They are letting me talk. She says that I decided to rebrand, and I pray to God to give me something that will be unique. Because nina mini adikro. No one say until Rose dear hindi. Say I see Tahila. We know who we are going for. Is she confusing anybody? Into you see ye kadarata your Safo, what is your problem?
My problem is this. The Bible no catch there say. Yen so ahonhom ni nyina ahwe. Ahonhom na ebe so ahwe no. Ahonhom bi no kasa tie ni yie. Na ne ebe ma hu se honhom we firi Nyankopɔn no. Because Jesus Christ ehobiom no san catch there say awiye no. Ombeka se nya wu na ejina odi mu sa yare etu ahonhom fo no obeka se ni nim mo. They don't know that they were being directed by.
So what exactly are you saying?
So this spirit that goes contrary to what the Bible is saying, you know, when he speaks to you, compare it to what is.
So when
you
hear songs like Abba Father, I love you, I really love you, that Abba Father na brofokasa.
Halifax,
Safo,
you are speaking to me in a language I will understand. God has given us
I mean the Abba, sa Abba father and Abba na ebro fokasa.
Enyam nam de share ho. Ni odi share ho.
Nti ono so e demon bi na directing. When you hear Tabita kum.
When you are directed by any spirit, according to the Bible, no, make reference and make sure say it is coming from God, because unye spirit unye nyame. What you must say? Into no Bible no na direction. Into say you can say spirit be in kasa no. One, did he speak to you that go and abandon your language? So
Safo me bo. Safo nyabotre. Into say it Ghana. Safo. So when we are in this country, and we sing songs like Oshe 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 Baba. We sing songs like Igwe Koso Babire Kosi Baba Bire Kome Asolo. Those they are not Ghanaian languages, but still because we've been made to understand what they mean. There's a new one. Nara 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 kele nare kele mu.
And no kasa be oti a lot of kasa pa.
When so ye kasa obisi Safo, do you understand? Safo, do you understand Igbo language?
I don't know.
But when they asking nare kele mu, why don't you complain?
No, Igbo ni no Nyankopon man in the language message in his own language no dia ye na ye me.
Then I to ha.
Me then me to be.
It's when so nyame man no a certain message in Hebrew.
God will not give me message in an Igbo language.
Nene,
Bremo. Will give me message in the language.
Olubado, Bremo na yanko.
Yo, thank you.
You see dinu ye den.
Cardiovascular.
Safo eyo bi brand na we dey agro no.
Halifax.
Olubado.
Who make senia nyame every friend no. Wan ye no ye. Wo ye ni yan kasafo beti ase. Nyame e friend no oye no. Kadia eku.
Hadia.
Hakarata. Hato.
And then there was a thing that
yes, and I turned the buy and I let you buy. But that's just by the way. Ni asofu can do mini no nya adwen back. Your ono safo odebia oka ye kasa oka hallelujah. Oni be free.
Safo you know hallelujah ye twi kasa.
Oni be free. Hosanna oni baby afi. Amen.
Language.
Then why do you say hallelujah?
Hallelujah. I can't say free. Bible anka be say ye wo mene tekel ufarasin. Yesu kra kan say Eli na we oba no wan kira say.
No
Eli lama sabaktani.
Eno so mu kira say.
Ono so
again, so what
because we have sociology. Well, the first language, if you know the Sanskrit language, the first language, into words be every honum long before you benya Greek ni Roman language ni the Sanskrit language. Words be wa ni nyina so ebi so wo Bible no mo besele. So it's not a matter of say, and it's not a matter of say. Just say ye de ukasa wo twi mu ana say ye ma obi bia just say ye de ma e wo twi mu.
That's what the Bible says.
No meninu enya adwen e wo.
Miemra please focus.
Yeah, I'm really focused. So let me really come to the song.
Nimre.
The heart, yes. You know, the heart. Or see, the meaning is the heart of gratitude. And I'll be saying, say, I didn't know the Biamusi, ye kwako danya miasi, and I say, Yanko Hospital, and say, is
it a normal? I have life, I'm not sick, and at this room, can be a normal answer.
The fact of the matter is that praise say praising yami the bia. Me, sorry, I no pay crano. Text anyamidi tu mekuma sunu krano. Psalm 103.
Olubado.
Ai miano no. Miano no verse 1.
Psalm 103 verse 1.
Oh, see, praise the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. It is a one yinyamea ya. You'll be overtaken by problems, a wow. Na minyanya we. But we nyamea, you rather remember niawanyano and you forget that you forget about nya unya nyaya enyamaye. Until I agree with them, say almost always, they should do such programs for us to praise God and get closer to God, and lest we get overtaken by the few problems that we have. Nyomuno, in fact, listening to her, it tells me without doubt, say, eyenenyum. The voice na me ti yeno, any near ye boy yeno, the same, one and the same. Ebinumu omo di nyum bane ye boy. What you say? A lot of studio work had been done on the voice, But with the voice, the voice actually goes with what is on the tip. And I think there's a lot of originality in it.
Don't mind Rosa J. She just wants to be modest. But especially saying, when I 10 years, and she's been backing some of our greatest musicians, both gospel and secular.
Oh, okay.
She's walked through the mill.
Okay.
Man, modest. Oh, yeah, buy and check obwa. Oh, yeah, oba ya che papa. You get what I mean? She's into if you. Oh,
I see.
I mean, as a backing vocalist, BV for several years in some of the best studios, she knows her onions.
Yeah.
She just wants.
You see, then you can't teach old
dogs new tricks.
New tricks.
That's why.
Yeah.
Into the voice of the
I like the voice. Yes, I like the voice. I think this is a song that will also go far.
We pray so.
As for the Kadia Hakarat Hatuv.
It will sound golden. It will sound good in the voice of Papa Duncan Williams.
Yes.
Hadia.
Because she was speaking in your own language. Boni bia wo koye bia na se asem bia Yakopon person dey fa so e kan ye e wo
Safo.
I really wanted him to touch on an issue, but he left it and jumped because I believe when somebody comes out with a motive or comes out with a name to do something, what it entails, if it is not the right thing, then you can talk about it because the name has a history. Why the name and what do we do during that time? I talked about donating to school, orphanage, and hospital. He didn't talk about it, but he's talking about the name.
To me, in my language.
One tieno.
Because what confused me with a language.
Rosa J.
Yes, dear.
One of the biggest churches in this country is called the Lighthouse Group of Churches. You know what their headquarters is called?
The Kodesh.
Kodesh.
Yeah.
And then you go to Pastor Bishop Ajnasari's church. Perez. Are you the first person using a
non-English? The fact that people are doing it doesn't mean that it is right. The fact that people are doing it, don't tell me that because Obi
Safo, you don't need to shout.
I have to. Sometimes I have to shout.
Then I have to off your mic. Thank you. I mean, Lighthouse has a program called Phanerosis Crusade. Phanerosis is an English word.
I'm surprised
so
people are saying
if these are our modern day biblical scholars and they find nothing wrong with using Greek or Hebrew words to draw attention to a theme, Rose, you've not done anything wrong. So on the 2nd of April,
that's right,
PIWC Pentecost
International Worship Center.
I nearly said International Pentecost Worship. PIWC Dansoman Snake Flat. What is the time?
4 p.m. prompt.
Do we need to pay anything to come and thank God?
Yes, this time around we are. I have never done that, but this is my first time to commemorate my 10 years.
How much are we paying?
10 cedis.
Oh. And
when you come at the gate with your ticket, by the grace of God, during my 10 years in the ministry, I have 3 albums to my credit, and everybody has his or her favorite on these albums. So the moment you come, the 3 CDs will be there. Which one you want, you take one, then you enter.
Tickets no be worrying.
But your tickets no frame number or you get to the gate, you get it because number na there to We are telling people. I have somebody who even distribute the ticket, but nobody is calling yet. So we just want to relax. When you get to the entrance, the ticket will be there.
Time being
4 p.m. prompt.
4 p.m. 2nd April falls on which day?
The very first Sunday in April.
A Sunday, you said it.
Yes.
So after church.
Yes. And one amazing thing is that sometimes when people come to programs like this, they want to see you before they even enter the auditorium. And most of the times, what we met or what we saw when we're coming into the industry, we share them until you are called to minister. But this time around, I'm going to be outside, welcoming my guests.
Like a movie premiere.
That's right.
The
into
superstar
the auditorium.
will be there.
That's right. So that those who want to take pictures with me and all that, you have the privilege to take pictures with me before you enter the auditorium. Then I'll come back again to come and minister powerfully to your heart and your soul.
12 abo SM called Peace 104.3 for the midday news program where a Vodafone almost sponsor Rosa JC 2nd of April, the first Sunday. That's just about some 2 weeks ago.
Next week Sunday.
Hey, next week. Oh, April. Yaba. About pay 4 p.m. Pentecost International Worship Center, Snitz Plus Dansoman. Let's go. Just with 10 to this, you get some of her CDs and let's go support her 10th anniversary. She calls it Kadia Hakarat Hatov. Is it for Mapong?
No, Ghana Mebuno, and as a technical, any